Guess who's back? And today I have an electrifying review.
Self-destruct sequence activated.
Oh, Yes, welcome to another review. Now, this is going to be a two-part review. I'm doing it alongside showing you how to fit a solar panel to your roof tent, which is what you can see me doing in the background there. But first, let's start with the Aferiy power station. So the power station I got was from Amazon. I actually got a deal on it, and it is the Aferiy 800 watt. Now, it has a dual mains and solar charging capability, as well as an AC port, which suits my needs down to the ground. Just so you know, I'm not sponsored to make this review in any way, and I picked up this power station for its capability and price, which, with the deal on Amazon, was really good.
Ridge.
So, for your money, you are getting 512 watt hours in this power station with an MPPT controller designed to handle solar power of up to 200 watts max. The battery itself is a 512 watt hour lithium iron phosphate, very safe battery for charging when in the roof tent. This was one of the reasons I got it. When it arrived, it came very well packaged with two cables, one for the mains and one for the solar charging. So in the background there, you can see my crack, but if you look beyond that, I am laying down my solar panel from Topsolar. It's the 180 watt solar panel. I've just prepared the surface, I've cleaned it, and I'm going to be epoxying it once I've measured the right dimensions. Now, obviously, when attaching something to your roof, it is very important to keep it held down. So for this, I use JB World epoxy for the gland and Sikaflex caravan and motorhome adhesive sealant for the solar panel. Now, if you are going with an aftermarket solar panel, please make sure it is rated for the power station you are using. The A3 power station is rated for 200 watts max, and this solar panel outputs 180, so we are well within spec. So here I am applying the silicone for the back of the solar panel. I'm putting on quite a nice distribution, even distribution of silicone to the back there, not just to hold it on, but also to dissipate heat because these panels can heat up significantly under load.
Woo!
While you're here, please don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Okay, you put your corners on first at the bottom.
Like where the
Yeah, where I've
blue
taped it.
is.
Yeah. In the square.
Oh.
That's it. Perfect. And then I'll set mine down.
Now, charging with a solar panel that's fixed to my roof tent means that sometimes this solar panel is going to be disconnected and still in sunlight. That is generally not a good idea for the panel. It degrades the health, and it can also be a short-circuiting hazard if the wire ever gets degraded. So to counteract this, when not in use, this panel's going to be covered. I've done a rudimentary tarp just to show you here, but that will be getting replaced with a proper cover to keep my panel from soaking up sun when not in use. Next up, I drilled the hole for my gland where the cables would feed through to my roof tent, and I secured this with JB Weld epoxy. You could use the Sikaflex for this gland, however, because it's a smaller surface area, I wanted a real chemical bond to hold this thing to my roof tent. After all, it's going to be subjected to a lot more wiggling and wear and tear than the actual solar panel. So the next step is to wait for this all to set, and then you can start feeding the cables through to the inside of the tent. Now, this does involve dismantling the cables and crimping them. That's a whole video unto itself. But what I will say is get the right equipment, the right crimping tool, and a little bit of knowledge before you do it and have some practice, as it can be a bit tricky, but you'll get the hang of it. So here she is all set up, facing completely in the opposite direction to the sun and in the shade, but we might get a few watts out of it, so let's give it a go. Overall, the design of the A3 power station is really good. I like the big grab handle so I can haul it up into the roof tent. That's something you really don't want to drop. And I just noticed the protective cover on the screen, so you ready? Oh, I love doing that. The XT60 solar cable that came with the power bank plugs straight into my solar panel with the solar connectors. And you can actually charge this from mains and solar at the same time, which I thought was pretty mind-blowing. And you can also put a load on it, so it can discharge 800 watts and be fed, I think, 500 watts. Don't quote me on that, but that's with the solar and the mains. So that's a really nice feature of this power station. And here is the moment of truth. Will it charge from a completely shaded solar panel? Come on, baby. Come on. And we've got life. 7 watts of life. I really can't be bothered to turn my car around. I will be doing future videos on this, but you get the idea. 512 watt hours of solar power in a roof tent, and it's portable. I don't have to worry about anything fixed in here. There's not enough space for anything fixed in here. The MPPT charge controller will handle all the charging, overcharging. I don't have to worry about anything. And when I'm done, I unplug and go on my merry way. So I think the next thing is charging something. Let's see what I can find. So the first thing I wanted to try was the AC port, which worked flawlessly. I managed to charge my little Bose speaker. It was still drawing barely anything, so I decided to put the batteries in as well, which only got me up to 7 watts. And although these are low power items, I was quite surprised at that, to be honest. So I thought I'd give the beefier USB-C ports a go and see if it would charge my phone while it was filming. This cable is a USB-C to C, but it doesn't support 100 watts, unfortunately, so I couldn't try out the 100-watt port. But as you can see, it's boosted it up to 29 watts, which is impressive. The light did nothing. It draws barely any power. It's a really good light to have in the tent. But I think I'm going to need something for this port. So I got myself my little fan, my trusty fan for the roof tent, which is essential in the summer. And I thought I'd give it a go. So I tried it on half power to begin with, gave off a nice breeze in the tent, but really wasn't pulling much power still. It was 9 watts, charging batteries with the AC port. So I boosted it all the way up, and
Man, that's crazy.
so as you can tell, I was very impressed with this. It even managed to fast charge my missus' phone. That was in the 100-watt port, but yeah, it's an impressive little power bank, and I'm going to have to do a lot more testing on it. So stay tuned, guys. I am going to take this out in the field. I'm going to give it a really tough test, try and get 800 watts out of it, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.